Hey, everybody. Welcome. I know we're starting a minute or so early, but I wanted to jump on here and make sure that we had plenty of time to get everybody in here. Now, this is a live that I've had a lot of questions about why I put this out there and why I came up with this topic or this idea. So I want to make sure that we've got plenty of people jumping on here before I get going on it. So while we're getting started here, let's go through and get this going. All right. Okay, so thanks for joining me today. I'm excited for those of you that are here joining live to talk to you about this idea. Are smokers healthier? And if you're watching this later on and you're wondering why would a health and fitness guy put this out there with this title, let me tell you the story. The other day, I was driving down the road and I looked over and I saw a couple of people standing outside of a bank, and it was between 20 and 30 degrees outside. So, pretty cold day. And they're bundled up and they're huddled together and they're sharing a cigarette. And I thought to myself, okay, there's something here. And it triggered me and it took me back to an earlier time in my career before I got into health and fitness, but I was still interested in health. You see, I was working for a software company, managing their technical support department, newly married, former athlete, a guy who loved to be outside, to play sports, to eat well. And one of the things that would always get underneath my skin was that one of the guys that worked for me would always go take smoke breaks. Now, that bothered me to no end. I mean, it was something that would just absolutely drive me crazy. That every so often he would just take a break and be gone for 5, 10, 15 minutes. And it dawned on me a little bit later on that some of what bothered me was the fact that I was kind of jealous that he was taking these breaks. And I thought to myself, okay, so if you take away the thing that's not healthy, which is smoking, but you look at what is there an opportunity here for us to learn some things? And so the other day, as I drove by and I saw these people out there smoking in that cold weather, and they were laughing and they were joking with each other, I asked myself the question, well, hey, are smokers healthier than the rest of us? Because think about this for a second. How often, especially during the winter time, do you wake up, it's dark outside, you get ready, you go to work, it's dark outside, and you sit there in front of a computer screen working, maybe going to meetings, and then eventually you go home and it's dark outside. And you never get outside during the day. You never do anything that is a pause or a break. And so while no, I don't think smokers are inherently healthier, I do think that they've got a couple of things figured out that the rest of us can learn from. The first one is smokers on a regular basis, on a regular basis, they take break time. They take some time out of their day to get away from things. And ostensibly, this break time is a time for them to go relax, to have some downtime, to have a stress relief at a time where they feel like they need to get away. The other thing that they do is they go outside. They're in the sunshine. They are, even on a day like today where it is dumping snow right outside of my window, they're standing outside and they're getting some sunlight, which is extremely beneficial. And then finally, the third thing that they're doing is that they're shifting into a default mode. Now, one thing that's important to understand is that our brains work in two primary modes. They work in focus mode, where we tend to focus and we have greater attention to a narrow set of tasks or objectives. And then when we're not focused, we go into a default mode. Default mode, think of this as you're driving in the car, you're going to work, and your mind is just wide open. You're in the shower, you're getting ready for the day, and again, your mind is wide open. Focus mode, we tend to shut the world out and we don't think creatively. But when we move into default mode, that's where creative solutions come. And so while again, I don't think that smokers are inherently healthier than the rest of us. There are 5 small shifts that I want to challenge you to make. The first one is throughout the day, stop, take a break, and go do something other than what you're currently doing. In fact, research has shown that every 20 to 40 minutes, if you can take a break, stand up, go for a walk, do a stretch, but change your state, change the physical state that you're in. Take that break and go do something physically different than what you're currently doing. Your brain is going to be much more focused. In fact, one of the things I was talking to a client about the other day, as we were discussing her effectiveness, but also her ability to continue to move and get her steps in throughout the day, was that I wanted her to go buy a digital egg timer and keep it on her desk. And so she did this. And if she knew that the project was going to take 40 minutes to get done or 45 minutes, she'll turn the timer, set it, and then get going on that particular project until the timer goes off. Now, if the project is a couple of minutes away, she may go a couple of minutes over, finish that up. If she knows she's got another 5, 10, 20 minutes, she still turns it off, gets up, takes a break, comes back, resets the timer, and goes again. Smokers know this. Take a break. Now, I don't want you to stop and go take a break and go smoke. Find something healthy to do, but make sure you're taking regular breaks. Now, the second step that I want you to make is to go for a walk. Get your steps in. You see, walking, when we think about our fight, flight, or freeze mechanism that we have internally, our nervous system, when we get stressed or overstimulated, we either want to fight, flight, or freeze. Well, walking is a flight mechanism. But what's great about walking is it stimulates the parasympathetic part of our nervous system, which is essentially our rest and digest portion of our nervous system. And so when you go for a walk, you're getting away from the stressors that you have, but you're getting away in a very positive way, because as soon as you go for a walk, whether you're indoors or outdoors, giving yourself 5, 10, 15 minutes, your nervous system starts to calm down and you start to shift from a more sympathetic or stress response to a more parasympathetic calming response. So the second step, go get your steps. Now, the third small shift I want you to make is to smell. Get outside and go get fresh air. One of the best things you can do, especially when it's cold outside, is to bundle up, go for a short walk, get some fresh air. You are that parasympathetic nervous system, and making sure that you are actively tapping into your rest and digest or the recovery portion. Now, you've heard of that hormone cortisol that everybody talks about. People tell you it's the reason you get fat. It's not, but there is some science in there that says, hey, if you're high in cortisol, you're going to have a harder time dropping body fat. And so becoming less stressed does help you with body fat. But honestly, I don't know that that should be your major goal. I think that dropping body fat is great. But frankly, if I were you, I would take that stress break and go get fresh air just so you feel better. Oxygenating your blood by getting some deep diaphragmatic breathing in while you're going for a walk and getting fresh air can be one of the best stress relievers, and it is better than any drug out there to help to relieve stress. Now, the fourth small shift I want you to make is see. Remember how we talked about that by taking a break, we're going from focused work in the brain to default state, which is more of an open, creative state. We don't come up with creative ideas when we're sitting hyper-focused on one thing. That's the whole concept of can't see the forest for the trees, right? And so when you take a break and you get away from the work that you're doing, you shift into a more creative default state. This allows your mind to wander in ways that help you to solve problems in a very impactful way. In fact, some researchers, some scientists believe that there is no such thing as the conscious and subconscious brain. Some scientists believe that the left and the right brain are where the answers are. And so when we shift over into the right brain, which tends to be more creative in nature, then that is our subconscious. That's where a lot of the creative problem solving tends to take place. And so getting away from the stresses of the day and going to shift into a default, literally change your space, go see something different, go stand by a window, go for a walk, go see something different, is going to help you to shift into a more default state. Now, if you work in an office where there's a pool table or a ping pong table, or you can just get away and go do something different where you're moving your body, that's going to help you as well to shift into that default state, allow your brain to recover, and you are going to get back to work much more focused. Now, the final small shift I want you to make, if we're taking lessons from our unhealthy friends that are smokers, is to get up and change your state. Now, when smokers go out and they take their break, they're taking a hit off of something so that it chemically changes and alters how they feel. I want you to do the same thing, but I don't want you to do it by smoking. I want you to start by stretching. Stretch your body. Change the way that you feel. When I speak to large groups of people, one of the things that I have them do, and I want you to try this with me right now, if it doesn't look like it's going to be really weird, if there aren't a bunch of people looking at you, but I ask them, show me certain emotions. So for instance, show me what sadness looks like. And invariably, when I ask that question, people droop down. Then I say, show me what depression looks like. And they mimic that. Show me happiness. Show me contentment. Show me confidence. Show me supreme confidence. Every time I ask people to show me, they're able to show me what those emotions and what that energy looks like within their body. Now, if that's the case, this flies in the face of fake it till you make it. Let me explain why. You see, I don't want you to fake it till you make it. Don't try to be healthy, just be healthy. Because if you want to change anything about your health, let's say we're going to just focus on shifting your momentary mental health. You don't fake it. You just change your body positioning, change your posture. As soon as you move into a more confident state, and as soon as you put your shoulders back, your chest out, you drop the shoulders down, and you become a more confident state or more confident posture, you're not faking it. You're literally making it. Now, there are three things that change your state. Number one is the way that you move. Number two is the way that you think. And number three are the words that you use. And so if you make a small shift of getting up and stretching and changing your physical state, and you start to think in a different way, and you start to use more positive or empowering words, all of a sudden, you've made it. You have created something that was different than where you currently are. So guys, there you have it. I know it's really simple, and I wanted to keep this one short and simple for you today. We can learn something from our smoker friends who take a break and go out and do something to change their state to become a little bit healthier. We can take what we know that they do and turn it into something that's going to be better for us. Now, if you want to learn more, do me a favor, make sure you like, comment, and share this if it's helpful with you, with your friends. But hey, do me a favor and subscribe to my newsletter. In the newsletter, I walk you through simple tips like this. And I also break down everything from the psychology of making positive change in your life to some of the common beliefs that are out there that might not be true. So do me a favor, go subscribe to the newsletter, and I'll see you next time.